already making its debut at the same exchange. Shares of Travelocity parent Sabre open for trading up 2.5% right now. Of course, that was one of the biggest leverage buyouts of the past decade, taken private just about 7 years ago. We want to send it over to David Faber, who's joined by the CEO of Sabre, Tom Klein. David.
Thanks very much, Kayla. That's right. We are joined by Tom Klein here at the NASDAQ market site. Welcome.
Thank you,
and
David.
Congrats on being a public company yet again. Of course, you were not the CEO the last time this was a public company, having just taken that job, I guess, about 6-7 months ago.
That's right, but it's a great day for Sabre. We're happy to be out in the public market.
We were talking during the break. Of course, you were on a road show. The guys from Weibo also, you sort of were obviously visiting similar investors. When you were talking to those investors, making your case, you know, I guess you're emphasizing software business, big data, mobile. Yeah. By the way, everybody loves to say those things. Why is that actually important to Sabre and its growth?
Yeah, I mean, those are real things in our business. We provide software to the travel industry, to airlines, to hotels, to travel agencies. And things like mobile are changing the industry. It's changing the way suppliers interact with their customers. It's changing the way travelers interact with their suppliers. And we have products like TripCase out there that are managing, you know, this year we'll manage 20 million trips on a mobile device for travelers. So those trends are real, and we're taking advantage of them on behalf of our customers.
And to the extent, you know, people think about this area and they may get confused about the different responsibilities of various providers, whether it's an Expedia or whether it's within Google and the various things they have. What are your competitive advantages then versus some other somewhat competitors, particularly then when it comes to those who are buying corporate travel, for example?
Right. So, you know, Expedia is a big customer of ours, and we provide the services behind the scenes for the most part. So our software does things like a pilot will get a flight plan that's generated by Sabre software, or a flight attendant will get a crew schedule that's generated by our software. Hotels will price based on data and analytics that we provide to them, and travel agents find the best trips for their customers. And then we also have a consumer service, Travelocity, which is a great brand, and we provide great vacations for our customers.
Right, and people may know the name more through the consumer service than they do through what may be more important parts of the company. Although Travelocity actually uses Expedia, doesn't it? Travelocity
is a big customer of Expedia, but again, the brand is one of the best brands in travel, and our customers love the name and love to buy their vacations there. But our other business is much bigger. As I said, you know, the software business has been growing faster than the rest of our businesses, and airlines and hotels have really complex problems to solve every day in this giant industry. The travel industry is $6.5 trillion, and it grows all the time and gets more complex. And technology like ours helps solve that complexity.
Now, you've been a private company for 7 years now. Your private equity owners will still control roughly 79% of the shares. They are not sellers. They were not sellers today. I would think being a private company is not such a bad thing. Are you ready for the public markets? Are you ready for having to deal with, well, you had a bad quarter, you got to watch your stock go down, and perhaps focusing more on the short term than the longer term?
Yeah, I mean, Sabre's absolutely ready to be a public company, but we had those conversations with our owners every day. So we'll look forward to those quarterly calls, and you know, a company like ours that's you know, we're $3 billion in revenue, we're a profitable company, we generate a lot of cash flow, and we think those type of characteristics are great in any market, and we think it'll be attractive to public investors just like it was to private investors.
Well, they are attractive, of course, for those who want to do an LBO, given, as you say, generating a lot of cash. You can take on a lot of debt. The proceeds from today's offering will go to de-levering, paying down that debt. But what about your owners? They got to get an exit. So I would assume at some point they are sellers.
Well, today they weren't sellers today, and I think it shows great confidence in the future of the company. And yes, we'll use 100% of the proceeds to de-lever a little bit, and then we'll take it from there. But you know, eventually, I'm sure our owners will look to exit at some point. But again, they're confident today, and they're not selling.
Even 7 years in, they're not trying to actually get an exit.
That's right. They've taken a long view from the start. They've let us invest in the company, and you know, we've doubled the size of the software business with those investments, and they've just been great partners, and they have a very long view of what success is.
You made a lot of acquisitions, many of them smaller over the last few years. What about the larger consolidation play? Is there one still to come here in this sector?
Well, we like those tuck-in acquisitions in our software business. So new innovations for airlines or hotels, we want to put those into our portfolio and use our big customer base to push that innovation out. So you know, that's what we really look for. That's our sweet spot. We've acquired about 10 companies while we were private, but they were all in that small size where we can really leverage our global platform.
Tom Klein, thank you
Thank you very much.
being with us today. Appreciate it.
Great to
and
be here.
congrats, Sabre, of course, now a publicly traded company. Yet again, Tom Klein, its CEO. Back to you guys.
All right, David, thank you very much. David Faber at the NASDAQ for us today.